Oh, here you are, face to face in this trashy bar. Another glass and I am going places. Makes me laugh about the irony of everything. I like the way you're thinking. I don't really care about the music on the dance floor. I don't really mind all the smoke is in the bathroom. I don't care at all, baby, you got my attention. So you were saying, oh no, I don't see the logic of things. It's quite a lonely world that we're living in. Oh baby, you are something special, I'm sure. Everything makes total sense when you're next to me.
One reason I haven't been able to make a video is because the transmission went out in the Vanlander right before all the pandemic stuff started. So I had to get that fixed, and that took me about 2 to 3 weeks to get handled from the time that I had an issue. But it's all good to go now. So we'll have a good Vanlander episode coming up soon. But I wanted to talk about, what's going on, what's been going on with me, what's happening. Just real quickly, I've been selling those N95 masks, the FPP2 mask, and the 3-ply surgical mask and gowns, pretty much related to anything that hospitals and local doctors' offices need. And it's been crazy, absolutely crazy. On top of running my other company and doing the real estate stuff that I do, it's been pretty busy, to say the least. So, unfortunately, I haven't been able to put something together in a while. Which I'm going to try to do for you today. But I wanted to take the knowledge that I've learned in the process of dealing with all the different hospitals, the doctors, the physicians, the nurses, the FNMPs, the PAs, all the people that are frontline dealing with this madness. And that's what it is. It's absolute madness. It's scary. I just want to talk about it. I think we've all been suffering from the 2020 pollen epidemic here in the States. It's been crazy. Everybody's been snotty and sick and just congested, at least in my neck of the woods, because we've got tree sperm on everything. It's just, your car is yellow. It's ridiculous. So we've all been sniffling, snuffling, and all that stuff, which aren't exactly signs of corona. But to those that don't know, we're like, do I got a cold, or am I dying in 3 days? That's kind of what we've been looking at. Thankfully, most of us are not. So, about these masks, you've got all kinds of different types of masks. You've heard a lot about N95 particulate mask. If you have access to those, great. If you're a regular citizen, though, you need to either sell them or give them to somebody that's in the medical profession. There are a lot of other options that those of us in regular working environments can use. As opposed to taking all the N95s that could be going to the hospitals, first responders, LE, all the people that are on the front line dealing with COVID patients on the day-to-day. So try to donate those N95s, especially the NIOSH ones. That's a certification that a lot of hospitals require. They're the most tried, true, and tested out of the group. So take your NIOSH N95s. Try to get them in the hands of a medical professional. You don't need them. There's FPP2, which is the European version. That's an N94, and that N94 will work perfectly fine for this COVID virus. So if you can get an FPP2, don't be worried about it not protecting you. Let the N95 NIOSHs go to the medical professionals. There's also a KN95, which is a Korean N95. That will work perfectly fine. It's called the Asian N95 for those of us that are just out here trying to avoid picking the stuff up. Another thing to think about is the 3-ply surgical mask. Those are the cheap ones that come in a box of 50. If we're all wearing those out in public, if we happen to have the COVID virus and we don't know it, at least when we sneeze, cough, or something, we're not slinging it out into the atmosphere where other people can get it. So it wouldn't be a bad idea, even if it's a cloth mask, just any kind of mask would probably be a good idea to wear in the general public, not necessarily to protect yourself, but to protect other people. You know, there's younger people like myself that are 40 and under, just barely. We may not know we have the virus, and we give it to somebody elderly, and I can tell you firsthand, after having to run so many N95s to rest homes, first responders and places like that, man, when they get that first case, it is a terrifying situation they're in, because in most cases they're not completely protected. They don't have the disposable gowns, they don't have the gloves, they don't have enough masks. So every time they run across that patient, all that stuff has to come off, which you've heard on the news. But think about the cost associated with that, and think about what kind of panicky situation you would be in mentally if you worked in that place and you knew automatically you didn't have the gear that you needed. And you might take that home to your family. You know, you may not know that person you're working on, but you got an oath to take care of them. But they still might have to take that stuff home with them, and that's terrifying, especially those that have children and stuff, or grandparents, or live with their parents, or they actually just love somebody that's older than them that might be susceptible, or a compromised immune system, has cancer, or asthmatic. Just there's so many things that we can do as healthy individuals to prevent people like that from catching this horrifying disease, or virus, I should say. So think about that when you go out in public. There's plenty of things that we can do that keep us from having to expose ourselves to the virus or expose others. Just finding a spot like this out in the woods, or either just having a fire at the house, cooking out, grilling, watching movies. I know this stuff is going to be it's going to be we're in this for a long haul. It's not something that's going to be over quickly. So please just do what we did in the 80s, man. we didn't have these cell phones and all this crazy stuff with smartphones and iPads and streaming services. We just had movies, and we made board games, and there's a lot of things that we could be doing, even outside. So be creative with it. Be patient. You'll survive. We survived in the 80s. We didn't die. We didn't die in the 70s. I mean, we'll be all right without having to go out in public scenarios all the time. So just hang in there. We're going to get back to making fun videos. I just wanted to, I've been dealing with this for, it's been probably over a month or so that I've been involved with the medical side of this, just trying to get appropriate PPE in the hands of people that need it. And man, they are scared. They really are. They're frightened about the whole situation, and they rightly are. And if people like that are worried, the least we could do is cover our mouth when we go out in public, wash our hands, and do all those things that they're recommending we do, just temporarily, 30, 45 days, whatever it takes. But we don't want to kill our grandparents. We don't want to kill other people that have compromised immune systems. But anyways, I appreciate you tuning in. If you do know a hospital or something that needs protective gear, feel free to leave a comment, and I'll do exactly what I can to help, if I can, whatever that may be. But tune in next time. Hopefully we'll be out having a good time. Fire, kicking up some mud, and having fun in the creeks and outdoors. So we'll talk to you then. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe. I think, we all touch our face often. Just in this video, I'll go back and count, but I guarantee you I've touched my face a number of times, not even knowing it. So wash your hands as much as you can. Wash your hands. I know everybody said that. I just had to add it in there for you. I don't care if you like it or not.
Thank